I might actually have changed my mind on some of these positions since then. Let's see. Oh, look at it. Oh, back in the day. All right.
Say it with a hard R. Do I look like a fucking bitch to you? Do you think I would puss out on a joke that could be funnier if I went the full mile? Of course not. Well, everyone who's saying yikes in the chat can go fuck yourself right now. If you unironically think that me just saying the N-word alone with my girlfriend in a non-racist context is like yikesy or problematic, then you believe in witchcraft. You believe that the N-word is a—
Everyone spam yikes in chat, quick. We're all better than this now. Everyone spam yikes.
magical spell that you cast with your mouth that makes the world worse somehow.
Yeah.
It's a very stupid take.
Your little baby space, and we can have a broader left space, but we can also have a much broader left space that is interested in—
Oh, we got multiple— oh, hold on, wait. We have multiple clips being synthesized here. These people have nothing to do with their time. Okay, let's get it.
appealing to people from all across the spectrum. So people over here might occasionally say retard or whatever. Okay, I'll take people saying retard and supporting class emancipation than I will taking them saying retard and not supporting class emancipation.
Wait, what's wrong with this clip? Wait, we don't need to yikes this one. Hold on. Wait, what's wrong with this clip? I think in this clip, I'm making the argument that in the left, we should be acceptive of people being progressive on different levels, you know? So even if you have like edgy South Park, like dude bros, you know what I mean? Who still say like problematic language, I still think they can have a place in the left as long as we move them over in some positions. And yeah. The clip isn't over. Vaush does something bad. Uh-oh.
Hey, listen, over here. Hey, if you're a white—
They put the unedited tactical N-word on the kill stream after that one. Ah, well, everyone's seen the tactical N-word. I guess it sounds a bit permissive of class reductionism. Now, I've never been pro-class reductionism, but you have to have a transitional space for people who are like edgy dude bros who you want to bring over to the left. Because you can't just instantly snap over into adopting all of the normative progressive positions. It takes time and you're going to have questions and disagreements and arguments. You have to find a place where people can, you know, move over. Okay, so let's see. If I see the tactical N-word coming, I'll mute the segment. You've all heard. We've all taken our lesson in tactics, okay?
white dude, listen over here. This is the circle for white dudes who really love saying nigga. They love saying, they're like, I'm a nigga. Okay, this is where they are, okay?
Say it in chat, everyone, yikes.
I would rather have them be here.
You realize they were N-words in the...
And then here's the tactical N-word. Is the tactical N-word the last clip? Oh! Okay, we got the tactical N-word clip, which everyone has seen. We're just gonna move past that one. Okay, we got the last one, okay? Oh, by the way, I think that it was cringe of me, and I was being overly edgy by actually saying the N-word with a soft A, but I agree with the sentiment of this clip. Do you guys agree with the sentiment of this clip? I think this one's fine. The be able to have like a transitional statement, and there are cringy white guys who do say the N-word, you know? I don't think they should be part of the broader left, because if you're running around like that, you're probably doing more harm than good, but we can't also ignore them, you know?
Vaush is about to defend saying the N-word. I have defended.
Wait, hold on.
About to defend saying the N-word. I have defended saying the N-word before. I said it on the kill stream. I posted a comment in the section defending it. I stand by my use of the N-word in that respect.
Yeah. Well, I no longer stand by that. Yeah, I think that was probably a donation. Yeah. There we go. Lord, just stop saying it. People act like I say the N-word on stream literally all the time when there's like one incident that everyone points to. Vaush, can you please explain why you were wrong in the first clip? Yeah, sure. So the first clip here, this is basically the making jokes in private clip, okay? So I'm going to give you two positions that seem contradictory. However, I think they're actually perfectly in sync with each other, okay? Hold on, let me move myself down. No, wait, hold on. There we go. There we go. Okay. So stick with me here, okay? I'm going to ask you to engage with a little bit of nuance, but I trust you guys, okay? So here are two positions that I have, okay? One of them I know for a fact is the case, and one of them is like an optical, tactical position that I have, okay? So here's the thing that I know for sure, all right? When you use certain types of language, you reinforce certain types of behaviors and beliefs in your mind, okay? Now, I know this because do you remember how for a while I didn't say the R slur at all on stream? And then I started saying it more, and I was defensive of that. And then lately, I don't say it at all again. Do you remember that? Any long-term fans? There was like a period where it went up and then it went back down. Okay? The reason why it went up for that time is because I was A, watching media that used that word, and B, talking with people who use that word. And because I had immersed myself in an environment where those words were used, I used it too. Now, on its own, a tendency towards using certain language doesn't actually necessarily have to reflect on what you believe. It's entirely possible, and I know everyone, you can disagree with this if you want, but I don't think that reading Tom Sawyer out loud makes you a racist. I don't think reading out quotes that include the N-word make you a racist. I don't think quoting other people make you a racist. I don't think words make a person a racist. I think ideas make a person a racist. The problem is, especially as a public figure, the words you use are an indicator of the positions that you actually have. The words themselves inherently aren't the issues, but they're signals, they're signposts to an actual idea. So I'll give you an example. If I said over and all the time, if I said the N-word on stream, which people seem to assume that I do, but I don't, but then all the time I also adopted anti-racist political positions. For a lot of people, maybe not for people who are always in my chat, maybe not for people who are always in my community, who know what I'm doing, who know what I'm about, but for some people, that would come off like a mixed message. Does that make sense? The reason it would come off as a mixed message is because, whether you like it or not, signal boosting certain types of language can promote a bad interpretation of ideas, even if those ideas are in and of themselves acceptable. This is the criticism that I had of Destiny, and then I did the same fucking thing myself. If Destiny was saying the N-word in private, which he got in a whole lot of trouble for, okay, whatever, but by admitting that he says it in private, publicly, what he's done there is given sort of a de facto implication to the people who watch him. And the implication is this. Okay. Destiny's on Twitch. Twitch has a TOS. He can't be based here. But when he's in private, when he's off the camera, you know, he's with us. That's the implication. That's what I criticize. And then I did the same fucking thing. I did the exact same thing. That a person can watch me and they can think, oh, okay, you know, Vaush plays around being a progressive, but in private, that's where he's based. I've seen people talk about me like that on 4chan. People saying that I'm secretly based. That, you know, sure, I'm a Jewish pedophile, whatever, but secretly I'm based because I'm edgy or whatever. And that's not an impression that I want to give to people, because if they're getting that impression, other people are too. So that's my position, okay? I thought those were breadtube takes, Lamau. What I'm saying? I'd like to think that I'm discussing this with a decent amount of nuance. But anyway, that's position number one, okay? I believe it. I wholeheartedly believe that, okay? And then here's the second position. Going after people for the language they use in private, if their language in public is otherwise unobjectionable, is mega fucking cringe and makes us look like unironic autocrats. If your issue with a person isn't what they say in public, isn't what they believe, isn't what they do in public, but it's the idea that somewhere else, away from you, away from everyone else, in private, they're doing things that you don't like, that aren't affecting the world around them, that makes you look like a fucking psycho. It makes us look like moralist police, okay? It makes us look like moral police. Seriously, it's so cringe. Like, really? Now, if that stuff gets made public, then okay, those criticisms are levied, whatever. But going after people's literal private language is just really dumb to me. Even if there are negative consequences to using that language in private, let me be clear, even if there are, and there can be, because if you use language like that in private, not only does it normalize the terminology, it can also lead to you engaging with communities that have worse attitudes on these positions. Remember ContraPoints' video on, was it Beauty? ContraPoints said that she would browse the 4chan LGBT board and she would start to, ironically, use language adopted in there, like hun. Or incels, maybe. Yeah, incels. Thank you. She would start to use terminology that was adopted by these self-hating trans people. And even though originally she only used these terms ironically, you know, down the line, it started to affect her thoughts, the way she thought of other people. And I'm going to be real with you guys, as somebody who used to be like an actual edgy white boy, libertarian dude bro high schooler, okay? There is an association between edgy jokes and being a bigot. 100%. It's very, very easy. If you hear joke after joke after joke, and you adopt that language, and you use it yourself, and it's all jokes. It is jokes. I'm not joking when I say it's a joke. It is a joke. But jokes are communication, and that sinks in, and you start to think about things that used to be jokes, but no longer are. Okay? That was me with women for a little bit. I'm not kidding. It used to be all haha girls dumb jokes, and everyone makes girls dumb jokes, including girls, by the way. But for a little while, I mean 16, 17 years old, there was a period in time where I unironically thought, maybe they, maybe they really kind of are kind of stupid, you know? And I thought that for a bit. And the reason I thought that wasn't because somebody, I want to be clear, the reason I thought that wasn't because somebody had given me some argument on brain sizes or sociological surveys or psych studies or whatever. The reason that I started to believe that was because I had read so many jokes about other people believing that I began to think it was normative. Nowadays, I make my femoid jokes, but hey, it's just jokes, okay? Anyway, those are my two positions, okay? All right? On one hand, I disagree with what I did here. On the other hand, I think this moral policing, this highly punitive, like attempt at assigning moral value based on private language, it makes you look really bad. It makes the left look really bad too, you know? It's like, it reminds me of people who go after other people for engaging in problematic sexual kinks, like consensual, non-consensual, you know? Like, oh, okay, so you're a feminist in public, okay, but in private, you like to role play rape, and then you're like, okay, it's in private. I mean, it's consensual. My partner consents. We literally agree to it. Like, we talk about it. We have a safe word. It's the whole thing. And they're like, no, 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 no. This belies serious internal misogyny that you need to confront. Like, you know what I mean? It is weird, though. Hey, I'm going to be real with you guys, okay? Are you ready for it? I do think consensual non-consent is weird. I do think it's weird, okay? But I'm not going to bother people about it. You get it? You get me? I do think it's a little weird. I'm not going to bother people about it. If you know what? Maybe there is some internal misogyny thing underneath all that there, you know? But it's not my fucking business. If you do bad things in public, I'll criticize you for that. If you think bad things and then express those thoughts, I'll criticize you for that. Wait, hold on. Vaush, by your own standard, wouldn't you say rape roleplay leads to people normalizing rape in their own heads? This thread is dumb. Yes and no. Actual consensual non-consent, where you discuss terms with your partner and a safe word, doesn't normalize rape if done well, because the whole point is that it takes place in the context of consent. But rape roleplay in media, like in rape porn videos or rape hentai, does normalize rape culture because it's not enveloped in that broader context of consensual engagement. Media consumption is very complicated, And whether we like to admit it or not, this shit does have an effect on how we think about things. We all like to think of ourselves as these moral agents that float above media, and we consume it and we put it down and we're done with it. But in reality, we are incredibly susceptible. We are incredibly susceptible to influence there. And that was also need to not do it if it's going to re-traumatize you. Yeah, of course. Care. And I like to let people have fun. Yeah, Lilith Lovett. That's my position, too. There are lots of media that's problematic. The Bachelor normalizes toxic masculinity, femininity, and monogamy. Toxic monogamy. The baddest, the worst kind, okay? There are TV shows that normalize X or promote Y, but I still think you have a right to watch them. And I'll defend your right to watch them. I only encourage you to consume it responsibly, to think about what you're reading, to think about what you're doing. You know? Does that make sense? That's my position. Okay, we made the point. Okay. Toxic monogamy, what's that? If you watch an episode of The Bachelor, you'll know what I mean. All right, I think that pretty much covers the content. You're for watching it, but against it being produced. I'm confused. Wait, no. There are going to be problematic elements in many things that people do or consume in private, whether that be media or behavior or whatever. And it's fine to criticize those things, but my principal interest is making sure that people engage with it in a healthy or sufficiently conscientious way. Okay? All right, did we do it? Did we do it? All right, we addressed it. Oh, and the tactical N-word is bad, by the way, because there were easier ways to ameliorate the situation, okay? Saying the N-word to a bunch of Nazis who were previously saying the N-word is admittedly a power move, and I defend the fact that it's a power move, but it's a power move with drawbacks that I could have avoided with a different power move. If I was as smart back then as I am now, there are 40 things that I could have thought of that would have shut them down, but I didn't think of them then, because I wasn't as quick on my feet and I wasn't as smart. So I went with a power move that was bad. See? That makes sense? Okay. Yeah, not all power moves are right. Like what, Vaush? I'm not going to like shower argument role play a discussion from 2 years ago. You can watch it yourself. Think of better things I could have done, you know?